Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a few updates that I did not want to wait until next week, so we're going to get into them today. First, we're going to talk about Will and Kate in Boston, because why not start off with a good laugh? Two, we're going to talk about Meghan being honored yet again as an influential woman. And three, we're going to go frame by frame and talk about that Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan teaser that just dropped. Let's get into it. Once again, thank you so much for clicking on our video. If you have not already, feel free to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I drop some new heat for the streets. So we're going to get started right away with Time magazine article detailing why the Prince and Princess of Wales were booed in Boston. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Once again, this is in time.com, and it's a very trusted source for me. And the title of the article is Why Prince William and Kate were booed on their US tour. Now, this is written by Armani Syed, and it was published yesterday. Prince William and Kate Middleton arrived in the US for the first time in 8 years Wednesday, but their trip has already been overshadowed by fresh accusations of racist conduct by the royal institution and scenes of NBA fans booing the couple and chanting USA, USA as they sat courtside at a Celtics versus Miami Heat game in Boston. Now, you know, Miami Heat are my favorite team. I live in Wade County, so I was very glad we were represented, but the Celtics handled business. Not just the fans, the coach and the players had their own take on the Royals being there. Royal. All right. William and Kate arrived in the city for a 3-day visit ahead of the Earthshot Prize, the Prince's Environmental Awards ceremony taking place on Friday. It is also their first overseas trip since Queen Elizabeth II's death in September, which granted them their new titles as Prince and Princess of Wales after King Charles III assumed the throne. Before we move on, this may need to be its own video, and that's fine. I am just not a happy camper. I'm not a fan of the fact that King Charles, first of all, granted Diana's title to someone else. I understand that's his right. I understand why. I don't like it. I also feel personally, he slimmed down the monarchy. Great. There are 1,000,001 titles that he could have granted them. She could have still been a princess. William could have still been a princess or a prince. I just feel like the Princess of Wales title should not have been given to anyone else until her sons had passed on. And I definitely don't think King Charles should have been the one to grant Princess Diana's title to anyone else. It should have been the next heir. I think that would have been a better, if it was done at all within her son's lifetime, I think William should have been the one to grant his mother's title to someone else. I just personally feel that way, especially knowing the tumultuous background of Prince Charles and Princess Diana and how he treated her, for him to then rip her title and give it to someone else, even if it is his daughter-in-law. I'm not a fan of that. And I understand that it is somewhat irrational considering that's something he's entitled to do. I just feel like she died so young. She did not get to see her full potential. And the way he treated her in life, I don't feel like it was his duty to take away her title in death. I understand she lost her HRH once they divorced. I get all that. I just feel like if anyone was going to give away her title during her children's lifetime, it should have been William or her grandson. It should not have been Charles. All right. It's not the first royal trip that has garnered controversy for Prince William and Kate. In March, they made headlines when their tour of former British colonies in the Caribbean sparked Republican demonstrations. The couple were forced to cancel first stop in Belize due to protests and were met by demonstrations in Jamaica and the Bahamas, with many demanding reparations and apologies from the Crown. All three nations have since announced plans to reevaluate their place in the Commonwealth. These trips are not successful for them. I don't understand why they're not getting it. I understand they have work to do, but they need to completely market themselves completely differently. They need to figure it out. Below what below what to know about William and Kate's royal trip to Boston and why racism allegations back home may cast a shadow over the success of their trip. I think expectations of success on any royal trip with William and Kate is asking a lot. Just me personally, I just feel that way. Why were Americans booing Prince William and Kate? Now, this is time.com. Now, far be it from me to stand up for Kate because she did not stand up for Meghan. But I will say you are a very widely known and a very reputable publication. You should be using people's official title. All right, the basketball snub occurred just hours after the royal family's latest controversy unfolded on home soil. Lady Susan Hussey, William's 83-year-old godmother and a long-standing lady of the household, resigned from her royal duties amid allegations of racist conduct that saw her repeatedly ask Ngozi Fulani, a Black British charity worker, where she really came from during an event on Tuesday. The event, led by Camilla, the Queen Consort, saw around 300 guests invited to Buckingham Palace to support her campaign against domestic violence. Fulani, an attendee, heads up Sister Space, the UK's only domestic abuse charity specifically for women and girls of African and Caribbean heritage. According to the BBC, Fulani recounted the full conversation she had with Hussey, including repeated attempts to know where she was really from, despite the charity worker reminding her that she is British. In a subsequent interview with BBC Radio 4's Today program, Fulani described the exchange as a violation and an interrogation. They're also leaving out the fact that this heifer moved that woman's hair, touched her person and touched her hair. They are really trying to play it down a little bit in this, but she touched Ngozi Fulani. That Hussey needed to go. Quote, I have to really question how this can happen in a space that's supposed to protect women against all kinds of violence, Fulani told the radio host. In a statement forwarded to Time, a Kensington Palace spokesperson yesterday said they were really disappointed to hear about Fulani's experience. They added that racism has no place in our society and that it was right for Hussey to resign over her unacceptable comments. Do they use the term Hussey over there in the UK? Because that Hussey is certainly being regarded as a Hussey over here. Also, yesterday when I talked about this, at the time that I posted, Ngozi Fulani had not responded to the palace statement. And the last thing I reported about it was the palace statement that they had reached out to Ngozi Fulani to apologize and to begin remediation. However, after I posted that, Ngozi Fulani then talked about the fact that she had not heard from the palace. That shit was a lie, y'all. They had me out here lying. So my bad. I wanted to make sure I corrected that. That's why I always cite my sources so that y'all know I'm not just willingly out here not telling the truth. But yeah, they did not reach out to Ngozi Fulani to apologize. First of all, before you released a statement, you should have reached out to her. You should have apologized to her directly before you apologized to the public, because it didn't happen to us. You should have apologized to her. That's how you know it was insincere. If it was sincere, they would have reached out to her and been like, we need to get you back up here. We need to have a one-on-one meeting. And that shit should have come from King Charles and Camilla directly. Hey, we want to see you. We're sorry. Let's talk. They should have sat down, had tea with that woman, talked to her about what she was there to do, her mission, her organization, apologized to her sincerely, give her a takeaway, take a photo op, shake hands, make sure she had that, make sure she's invited back year after year, and whatever other kind of open the palace for special people events y'all have, any kind of galas or balls, y'all need to make sure she's number one on the list. Y'all should have made sure that you remediated that immediately, and you should have fired Susan Hussey. She shouldn't have had to step down. You should have told her ass, you are fired, or whatever y'all's term is there. You're being let go. Whatever y'all say over there, y'all should have said to that Hussey. All right. Why are the Prince and Princess of Wales in the U.S.? Amid the controversy, William remained focused on the Earthshot Prize, his primary reason for being in the U.S. He and Kate joined the mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu, and U.S. Ambassador to Australia, Caroline Kennedy, at an event ahead of the awards. William told attendees, "We are both looking forward to spending the next few days learning about the innovative ways the people of Massachusetts are tackling climate change." Since its inception in October 2022, Earthshot has offered £1 million, £1 million, $1.2 million in prize money across 5 environmental categories: nature protection, clean air, ocean revival, waste elimination, and climate change. Winners, who will be announced at Boston's MGM Music Hall on Friday, and all 15 finalists will also receive help to expand their green projects. Okay, that's pretty cool. In a briefing on Wednesday, White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre Also confirmed that William and Kate will meet with President Joe Biden during their trip, but added that they are still finalizing and working through those details. The trip marks a return to the U.S. for William and Kate, who last visited the country during a 3-day trip to New York City in 2014. Prior to this, they made their American debut as a married couple during a 2011 trip to California. What does the race controversy mean for Britain's royal family? The royal family have been embroiled in a number of recent racism scandals, including a 2021 expose that showed the Queen's courtiers banned colored immigrants or foreigners from serving in clerical roles in the royal household until at least the late 1960s. The royal family is also still recovering from the reputational fallout of Harry and Meghan's resignation as working royals in March 2020, followed by a 2-hour interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. The couple notably told Winfrey the royal family had concerns and conversation over the skin color of their son Archie before he was born in 2019. This prompted comments from Prince William to Sky News that they are, quote, very much not a racist family. On Tuesday, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are also due to attend the Robert F. Kennedy Ripple of Hope Awards, where they will be honored for their work on social change. So it doesn't exactly say why they were booed. It gave speculation as to what's going on around them and what they are participating in that may have contributed to it. But let me just say this. Of all places, Boston is probably not the place for the royal family to go if they're looking for a friendly reception. And I personally feel like someone who's in touch would know that. Also, I'm really glad that they recognize what the Earthshot Awards are and why, the royals are here for that. But before we move on to the next topic, I wanted to share with you some of the feeling about Will and Kate being here.
Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one. Thank you.
I know you guys have played in front of a lot of celebrities, but what was it like to compete in front of royalty tonight? The Prince and Princess of Wales were in the building.
It was just a regular game to me.
I wanted to share some tweets that, in my opinion, perfectly summarized what people were feeling with the royals being in America. Now, we consider the royals to be the Sussexes. So when other people who come over here and claim to be royal visit, I'm just like, we already have royals here. The fancy royals that we have here, we're happy to support because they come here and they actually do something. They live here and they actually represent us well. So the first tweet that I wanted to talk about was Myra at Sussex Princess. If you follow her, or if you don't follow her on Twitter, go follow her now at Sussex Princess. Her name is Myra. She said, why didn't Harry and Meghan wait for, quote, why didn't Harry and Meghan wait before Will and Kate's Boston tour ended? They are trying to overshadow their trip. And she responded to that very common statement being put out there by derangers. And she said, because no one gives a f, doesn't revolve around them. Shrug. The next tweet is from Royals or Colonizers, and they said, by the way, it is a lie that Boston fans boo everyone. They don't. They especially don't boo non-political figures. The reason they booed Will and Kate is because in America right now, they are perceived as right-wing. I think that's very accurate. Next tweet is from JT Scott. Now, this one you're going to want to pay particular interest in. It's from JT Scott at JT for Ward 2. And JT said, hey, did you know that the royal family is visiting Ward 2 tomorrow? Yeah, me neither, until I read it in the press. I'm finally getting some details just now about the planned visit, and I'll be posting here and sending an email blast as soon as I can get the info to you. Someone commented on that name .. at Quintney at _QUITTNY. And they said, I'm screaming. This is from a Boston city councilor, and it hasn't been taken down. Will and Kate must be so confused that people aren't fawning all over them. And that is actually the beginning of a thread. So go check out that thread. So I was like, is this really a city councilman? I went and looked, and yes, JT Scott is the Ward 2 city councilor in Somerville, Massachusetts. And their pronouns are ambivalent. And a progressive person. And they put their office hours and everything up there. All right, next tweet is Mick at Venom Infection. Very nice at. Why the F are Will and Kate in Boston? Paul Revere is rolling in his grave, and I'm about to shoot a cup of English breakfast in the harbor from the 3-point line. Get the F out of here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get through. A brazen hussy. And she says, William and Kate invited themselves to Boston. They have 99 problems and Netflix ain't one. When Archie was labeled a chimp or Meghan racially abused, where was the support from Will and Kate? Exactly. Will, who is literally on a royal tour, took time to comment and say there is no place for racism in our society. But you couldn't do that for your sister. You could not do that for your nephew. You couldn't do that for your brother. Oh, I forgot. The tabloids were coming from your house. Okay, got it. Next tweet is by Jay, and it's at Madam Duchess 911. William and Kate are living in denial. They are only loved in their royal racist bubble full of old people. Millennials and Gen Z, who they are supposed to rule over, want to abolish the monarchy. Majority of Americans either don't care or hate them. I mean, that's true. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but that is true. So it looks like they got a rude awakening, but hey, what do you want us to do? So the next topic I want to talk about is Meghan was noted by the Financial Times as being one of the top 25 most influential women. So they had this really nice write-up. Again, all of these articles and sources are in the description box below. But they have this beautiful photo of Meghan, which of course, and they said, Meghan Markle has become a symbol of resilience for many silenced women, specifically speaking for women of color, and even more specifically, mixed race and Black women. Her experience within the royal family resonated with those who have had to navigate historically white elitist institutions that are at best not built with them in mind, and at worst, outwardly hostile. The royal family is an establishment largely maintained through silence and complicity. It's this, in part, that makes Meghan's choice to use her voice so powerful. This year, she launched a podcast, Archetypes, where she interrogates the labels used to contain and inhibit women, fitting given the projection and smears she has endured from the press. For the Black community in particular, it was hard to watch her demonization by the British media and public, but seeing her come into her own and use her platform to speak about what matters to her has sent a message even louder than she may have intended. Congratulations, Meghan. You definitely deserve, and I'm very proud of you. She definitely deserves. So, lastly, we have the Netflix teaser. We're going to pick it apart. So I posted the teaser so that you guys could see it. And I wanted to go blow by blow so that you could see it here. And we're going to go frame by frame. We're going to start with this article from CNN Entertainment. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And the title of this article is Harry and Meghan docuseries trailer debuts. Now, this is written by Lisa Respers France on CNN. What a beautiful post, a beautiful profile photo. All right, she says, get ready for a more intimate look into the lives of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Netflix has released the first official trailer for the couple's forthcoming docuseries, Harry and Meghan. Quote, why did you want to make this documentary? They're asked in the trailer, followed by a series of photos of the couple in both public and private moments. No one sees what's happening behind closed doors, Prince Harry is heard saying. I had to do everything I could to protect my family. Meghan is later shown saying, when the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us? Yes, ma'am, it does. Netflix refers to it as an unprecedented and in-depth documentary series. Across 6 episodes, the series explores the clandestine days of their early courtship and the challenges that led to them feeling forced to step back from their full-time roles in the institution, a press release for the series states, with commentary from friends and family, most of whom have never spoken publicly before about what they witnessed, and historians who discuss the state of the British Commonwealth today and the royal family's relationship with the press. The series does more than illuminate one couple's love story. It paints a picture of our world and how we treat each other. No release date has been announced, but the project is coming soon, according to Netflix. So I'm gonna scoot over. So I wanted to just give a little update of, what the documentary was and what we know so far, but we're gonna go ahead and go frame by frame, and we're gonna do that a la Cosmopolitan. Now this is on cosmopolitan.com. The title of this article is A Shot-by-Shot Breakdown of Netflix's Harry and Meghan docuseries trailer. This is written by Mahara Bonner. What a beautiful name. All right. The trailer for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's hotly anticipated Netflix docuseries just dropped ahead of its rumored December 8 release date, and it has everything: romance, stolen kisses, behind the scenes shots of Meghan's pregnancy, pictures from their wedding reception, drama, so much drama. I didn't really get that much drama. While the trailer for Harry and Meghan is literally only 1 minute and 12 seconds long, it packs in a huge amount of footage and photography, most of which goes by blink and you miss it fast. So yep, a shot-by-shot breakdown is clearly in order. So at the 5-second mark, we hear Meghan and Harry get asked, why did you want to make this documentary, as a photo of them looking blissfully happy appears on screen. FYI, this picture was taken at the Endeavour Fund Awards on March 5th, 2020 in London. At the 8-second mark, the trailer sets up Meghan and Harry's private life away from the public eye, starting with a photo of them relaxing outside as Harry plays guitar. How many people knew that Harry played guitar? I did not know that. So that was a little bit of a shock to me. And let me just tell you this. Let me just say this. A man who adorns his wife makes me so happy. I need you to be Pepe Le Pew levels of in love with me, and I need you to outwardly show it. My love language is touch, words of affirmation, and gifts. I like it all, baby. Give me all of your love language. I want you to adorn me. That's a word I use in my household a lot. Adorn, adorn, adorn. That's the way to my heart. When I saw that, I literally melted. I was like, no wonder she was putting up with that nonsense. Harry was putting the moves on Meghan. All right. Not Harry being a Casanova. And then at the 10-second mark, we then see the Sussexes on what looks to be vacation. Now they look very happy here, and I recognize that hat, so I think that is vacation. Wow, look at his smile. How innocent. Wow. These two have so much joy between them. You know what? Tyler Perry was right. At the 12-second mark, followed by a selfie taken during a long walk. The location is to be determined, hard to tell from those buildings behind them, but they look very happy. Look at them, they're so cute. And look at the flowers. I wonder if he was picking those for her. 12-second also includes a lightning fast picture of them jumping for joy outside. This is very cute, and I like those shorts. We've talked about it. Come through, little peekaboo belly. Not them being huzzies outside. I know that's right. You better show that skin. All right, at the 13-second mark, we then see a series of super speedy pictures, including Meghan and Harry kissing at home, a shot from what's clearly their wedding reception, and some photo booth pics. Now, you guys identified this photo as that epic red photo. You know, the one I have talked about that being my favorite Meghan look. And then it got rivaled by her other red dress with the peekaboo sexy dress. So we've talked about these looks before, but these two are clearly in love. And I like these pants. Random. Okay, come through, hat. Yes. All right. The general vibe, this couple is in love. I'm going to be leaving these shots all around my husband's bathroom talking about, I want this. Love me. All right. At the 15-second mark, another selfie, this time with their cute dog. They're so cute. Oh, wow. That's a beautiful scenery. I wonder where that is. And a stunning shot of Meghan pregnant. It's beautiful. 17-second mark, we get another cute selfie of the couple during a private moment. They look really in love. They look so cute. 19-second, and said selfie is followed by this solo pic of Meghan and her dogs. Okay, so I think this is in their yard because I'm seeing this in the background a lot. And you know I love bodies of water. I am always called to the water. 21-second through the 32-second mark. At this point in the trailer, after establishing the couple's private life, we switch gears and start seeing stills from their life in the public, with Prince Harry's voiceover saying, "No one sees what's happening behind closed doors." This quote is accompanied by the following pictures in order: Harry and Meghan at an official engagement. Meghan with her face in her hands. That made me really sad. Kate Middleton and Prince William, yikes, 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 sitting in front of Meghan and Harry during Commonwealth Day in 2019. Woo! Look at this scowl and look at this scowl. look at this confusion as to what the hell am I doing? Someone forgot to program me this morning. This woman is terrifying. Like, that's why I keep an evil eye for people who make faces like this, who cast spells through their eyes. I said what I said. Meghan on Remembrance Day in 2019, just this blank face. Oof. What the hell did they do to that woman? Secondly, though, I'm so sorry. Her features are absolutely perfect, but God, that mole. Give us model queen. And an enormous amount of cameras. Not Nikon having a sale. At the 32-second mark, we get our first actual interview footage from the series showing Prince Harry sitting down in a living room saying, "I had to do everything I could to protect my family." At the 34-second mark, Harry's quote is immediately followed by a photo of Meghan seemingly crying while smiling at him from the car. And I'm trying to see where this is from. These look like happy tears. I don't know. This doesn't look like sad tears. This looks like she's going somewhere and maybe she's excited for where she's going, but she's sad to be leaving, or she just got great news and she's sharing it before she goes. Something about this doesn't look sad. It looks like tears, but also like that complexity of happy tears. I don't know. 35 to 39-second mark. After this, the pressure of tabloid culture is emphasized with several shots of crowds, cameras, and newspapers, including this. This little stack overwhelmed me. As someone who likes to keep her office and desk clean, and I do not like for mail to pile up, this gave me like, get that paper, put it somewhere. The 39-second to 40-second mark, we then get quick succession photos of Prince Harry's childhood, many of which appear to be taken by paparazzi, emphasizing the media intrusion in his life from a young age. This poor baby. This photo was taken at Princess Diana's funeral, emphasizing that Harry didn't have privacy even during the most traumatic moments in his life. 40 through 41-second mark. By contrast, we also see childhood photos from Meghan's life very much out of the spotlight, including this cuteness. Oh, this is adorable. She looked just like her mama. 41-second mark, we get a quick shot of Meghan wiping away tears while Harry leans his head back, presumably during an on-camera interview for the show. I want to know what was going on right here, because this moment, that motion, she immediately went forward and he immediately went back. I want to know what the hell was going on. Y'all, I'm going to binge this whole thing. 43-second mark, we hear Meghan's voice for the first time asking, when the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us? And Finn. The rest of the trailer is simply a title and a coming soon teaser. Clearly a lot to process for everything we know about the show and what it may cover. That was a lot. And although I know that there are going to be some heavy topics addressed in this, I hope that in addition to getting their story out there, I hope that there is peace that's created within. I don't care about their peace and their olive branches with the royal family one way or the other. I do not give a shit about their relationship with the royal family. As far as I'm concerned, the British royal monarchy is trash, and that is my personal feelings. The way they treated not only just Meghan, but Harry as well. Because it's one thing to lean into your biases and stereotypes. You're already trash from that point forward. It's a very different thing to allow those things or anything at all to come between you and actually giving a crap about your real family. That is saying something to me. You are so filled with hate for this person that you are willing to allow dangerous things to happen to your actual family. Then you don't love your family. If you don't like your spouse, if you don't like your family member's spouse, you will not win that battle. So if you want to maintain a relationship with them, keep it to yourself. Because look what happened. Here's the thing. You can love somebody all you want. You cannot be their romantic partner if you are family. But they can be a source of support and love for them. You see what I'm saying? They can play your role. You cannot play theirs. And that's why you will always lose that battle. Meghan didn't deserve any of that. Harry didn't deserve any of that. And Kate and Camilla, they don't even like each other. Now, here's the thing. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's how those two bitches work. Because Kate has a problem with every single woman in the royal family. And guess who else has that same issue? Camilla. I've been doing research for my video on Monday of Family Feuds, and I learned that neither of those women get along with any women in the royal family, including each other. Meanwhile, Meghan, she got along with everyone. She brought out the best in everyone. She fit into any scenario and in any room. She wasn't all about the royal rifts and the feuds. She was about cohesiveness and elevation and progress. And they couldn't take it. And I'm glad now, I'm not glad they treated her like that, but I'm so glad she brought her butt back to America where we can love on her and appreciate her the way she deserves. And she brought her prince with him. Also, the royal family is an archaic institution, yes, but they are historical. So everything that's going on now that we just see as kikis and drama is historic, is history. And so the reason that they are making sure that their story is told correctly is because 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years from now, people can look back and say whatever the hell they want to. And so as long as they're able to use their voice, they're able to control at least part of the narrative. At least they're able to get their side out there so that it will always be considered in the retelling. If you never speak up, it will never be considered. If you don't speak up, people will harm you and say you loved it. And that is 100% true. So everyone's saying, why are they talking about this? Why are they talking about this? Because it's history. Because wouldn't you want someone to get your story out there if you were being maligned? I know I would. And I'm proud of them for using their voice. I'm very proud of them. That's all I've got today. So this was a very fun Sussex scroll because all of this just happened in the last 2 days and I already had my Sussex scroll up and going. So I'm glad to be revisiting with you. I hope you enjoyed the royal review. If you have not already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell. And I will see y'all on Monday for our Sussex live discussion. That is a live stream at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I know that a lot of channels, like they change what dates and times that they post. I always post Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes my videos get suppressed, but don't forget to check back here on my channel every day, Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Once again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.